2 weeks ago, I released a video called Passport Bro Gets Drugged by Colombian Model and Then Gets His Revenge. Now, this deals with the epidemic of many black men and other foreign men going over to Colombia, most notably Medellin and Cartagena, and meeting ladies on Tinder. And of course, when you're meeting this lady on Tinder, she's bringing somebody else with her. And once that happens, what they'll do is they'll put scopolamine in either your drink, or they'll sometimes even throw it on you and you'll pass out. And once you do that and you pass it out, you'll pretty much wake up to find all your stuff is stolen. Now, I want to give a shout out to Obiland YouTube channel, because they inspired the part 1. And in part 2, they had a situation where they actually caught this lady, this particular woman who was going around all around Colombia, not only drugging tourists, but also Colombian men. Okay. And I want to play a part of a clip where one of the brothers that is actually going to be in the sting to find the lady that robbed him. I want you to listen to what he's saying, and then we'll come back.
And I'm keeping it a buck. I got drugged yesterday. And it's my fault, because I met some chicks from Medellin off of Tinder. So I brought them to my crib, and then I was trying to surprise my boy, and then eventually they drugged us. And guys, they took everything. They took my iPad, they took my MacBook, they took my iPhone 13 Pro. They took my Samsung S20. They took my drone. They took, they pretty much took my credit cards. Like, I got pictures of them, and I'm gonna post it on my channel. Like, Cartagena is dangerous, guys. I've been here for 2 years, almost 2 years, and I've never been in no situation like this. But I want you guys to know, man, like, I post this so y'all can understand this doesn't happen to you. I mean, it could get very dangerous here, guys. Don't trust people here.
Since part 1, Obiland has been inundated with messages pertaining to Cecilia, both good and bad. And without a care in the world, and without the fear of ever being caught, it's amazing how prolific Cecilia's drugging and robbing spree is with the use of scopolamine. With the aid of her gang, we estimate the number of her victims to be around 300 or more. This isn't a crime they just started committing yesterday. These are ruthless professionals, preying on tourists and foreigners, even Colombians. Cecilia attended a house party in early March 2022 where she drugged and robbed all of the attendees, stealing items valued at around $20,000. Her victim reached out to us and sent the following message.
That's her. She also stole from us. She lives in They robbed us in March.
And from all the attention garnered from these documentaries, we have also received some threats.
You have 24 hours to delete these publications of my worker. She's not alone. I know where you're living in Cartagena with your brother. If you don't delete it, I will shoot your head. I have photos of you and your friend. You have 2 options. Delete it or face the consequences. You think I don't know your movements? Poor idiot. An eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth.
Unfazed, and so we continue from where we left off in part 1.
All right, so you heard what he had to say there. This guy is actually doing the investigation to set the girls up that robbed him of all of his stuff into a new date with his friend who they don't recognize, so that he can confront them with the Colombian police. And that is exactly what happens. He gets the girls over to the place. They have no idea he's going to be there. And when he walks in, this is exactly what happens.
¿Tú no acuerdas mi teléfono? Es mi teléfono. ¿Tú no acuerdas robar mis cosas? No. Yo tengo todos en Cartagena ahora. Yo tengo un video contigo. Sí, tú también siéntate. ¿Tú no acuerdas eso? 70.
Yo fui con mi amiga.
¿Tú no acuerdas tú en mi casa en Cartagena?
Fui
Dime.
con mi amiga, pero mi amiga.
¿Tú no acuerdas cuánto tú drogas, tú robas todas mis cosas?
No, amor.
Esta es mi cell phone, amiga. Esta mi célula ahora.
Ese no es tu
Tú
celular.
sabes si esta mi célula. Tú sabes si esta mi célula.
Verifica el email.
¿Cómo te verifica, amor? Amiga, tú-
Verifica el email.
está bien. No, está bien.
Calm down, nigga. Calm down. Tu celular.
Yo no tengo, pero yo le doy mi celular.
¿Dónde es tu casa? Ahora en tu casa.
Look. She can't even verify it no more because she stole my thing.
Verifica el email. Que
She knows what she did.
Calla, yo tengo toda tu información.
Yo tengo
¿Entiendes?
todos tu information.
¿Entiendes? Yo tengo toda tu información.
Sí.
Yo soy un gringo tonto.
Yo digo yo vivo acá. Yo acuerdo todos esta noche. Y yo tengo un video contigo también en mi edificio.
Calm down. Tú también.
All right, so that is sort of intense, right? And I want you guys to go and look at the whole entire part 2 of this video by Obiland. And the reason why I'm touching on this again is because the Passport Bros movement is getting very big. And I know a lot of guys are tired of women in the United States. Some of the brothers are tired of dealing with sisters with bad attitudes. Some of the brothers are looking for another way out. But you got to understand that everybody in overseas isn't so glad to see. Some people, just like in America, don't care if you live or if you die. Now, in this particular case, the brother had to pay, listen to what I'm saying, the police. And that is exactly why you see their faces blurred out, to aid him in the investigation. So I want to ask you, if something happens to you overseas, where something happens to you, somebody steals something from you, are you okay with living in a country where you may have to pay the police just to work in your favor? All right. Not only that, once he exposed these girls on Obiland, as you saw what happened there, they received death threats from people who are associated with their gang. They're saying that they're going to shoot their head, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. They're not even looking at the fact that these girls are going around drugging guys, possibly killing guys, and it's taking all their stuff and ruining their lives. They're not looking at that. They're looking at the fact that you might be targeted, and those guys very well may be targeted for going out here and exposing this criminal organization, because those girls have somebody backing them. They're not just doing it by themselves. So are you guys okay with possibly having to deal with not only women who are drugging you, possibly, but the organizations that are backing them? Remember, this is not your country, right? What they're doing is actually pretty dangerous. It's not your country, and you don't have a lot of flexibility there. So guys need to understand what can happen to them. And again, you see he's upset. He's loud and yelling, quite naturally so. But you got to understand what's going on, where you're at. If you're going to Colombia, the laws are not going to be in your favor, bro. If you're going to go over to the Dominican Republic, the laws are not going to be in your favor, bro. You need to understand that. Me, as a person that has lived outside of the European Union, I've lived in, Africa and stuff like that. There are a lot of benefits, a lot of opportunities, a lot of financial opportunities, also a lot of, easier quality of life. But now when you're dealing with situations where you have to pay the police to get stuff done, that doesn't happen in the European Union. Luxembourg, Germany, Poland, you don't have those issues. When you're going to different places, understand that you may be faced with that. And I'm so glad these guys are able to expose the lady. But here's the flip side. You may also now be dealing with a criminal organization that you're taking their money away from these people. You thinking that you're doing a good job to help somebody else. But what happens if, that criminal organization is funding police and something happens to you? They can never solve the case because of corruption. So you might be doing a good thing, and then you also may be targeted because you're doing a good thing. So are those the things that you want to really look at? Are those the things that you feel like, you're willing to risk it all just to live in that country? If the answer is yes, go for it. But if the answer is no, you need to think about it. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. Check out the Obiland channel, guys. Go to the first comment pinned to the top and check them out. And also don't forget to check out the Pan-African Dating Show, my new channel. We are going to be launching in, I believe, the the 14th, right? Go to the Pan African Dating Show, subscribe with the bell, check out our first live video we're gonna have. And for those brothers who want to date, you know, women all over the diaspora, I got you. Peace.